From the dirty to the hyphy babe, to the Big Apple where hip hop began, we got you covered. Real hip hop, my man.
Pump that baby.
Breakdown FM.
Yeah. For the 2000. Black Elvis. We get raw with this. Tour bus packed. Black Elvis recording in the 48-track studio, Madison Square Garden sound check. Speak direct, fans in the upper level, backstage passes, wearing diamonds around my glasses. Leather coat, 30,000 from Wilson. Counting the Milson, talking to Andre Arell with a chauffeur driving me around in the green Rolls Royce. Parked parallel on Fifth Avenue, stepping in Bloomingdale's, waiting for Celine Dion to get her nails done. Tour day start tomorrow. MCI send the cash to Wells Fargo. Black Elvis, 28 G's a night. Tour bus with the Motley Crew. Who gon' stop who? Rockstar don't need no tattoo. Guitar out of the shop, Fender bass with the Stratocaster. With Prodigy, Rage Against Machine flying over the Atlantic Ocean. Black Elvis, rockstar walking down Broadway. Black Elvis, rockstar walking down Broadway. Black Elvis, rockstar walking down Broadway. Tour bus painted neon green with black wheels. We do big wheels, count big head Franklin bills. Moving up this winter, Black Elvis at the Civic Center. Promoter book venues that are too small, ignore the call. 70,000 jam-packed arenas with rock fans with backpacks. Merchandise sell nice, gold shirts with red lights. Sponsored by Dial Soap and a Heineken. The biggest rock star gon' rhyme again. Roadie cases for 8 months, Samsonite suitcases. Rappers coming home with no money on the red eye with dead eyes. Stadium tickets, watch scalpers get wicked. Pull up in my limo, ejecting your demo. Stretch Lamborghinis with 4 doors, with 4 floors. Following right behind yours. Basic Continental, get out your rental before I get mental.
Yeah, baby.
Black Elvis, rockstar walking down Broadway. Black Elvis, rockstar walking down Broadway. Black Elvis,
right now we're hanging with a legend. A lot of people should know his name. They know various names. We're talking about the one and only Kool Keith. How you doing, fam?
I'm all right. I'm out here, just doing the show.
I just realized tonight when I was talking to my man Kev that you've been really doing your style since the 80s, and to keep yourself relevant when you got cats that have put out albums last year and just disappeared, there's got to be a secret to how you're able to maintain that longevity. So why don't you lace everybody up with the secret behind it?
First of all, I don't eat a lot of, we can't get too uncurrent. I stay current with the fashion and the clothes and do my homework on clubs and see what's the sound out there and stay above bodies, above the level. Because like you said, you can drift off. Some people back in those times, they lost because they can't adjust. You just have to adjust, A lot of people adjust, you see people out there that some people adjust. Not many people can adjust because, you got to change with the times. And of course, even fashion, clothes, music, image, everything, You can't just you can't go out there with an afro from 85 or something.
When you were talking about being relevant and constantly reinventing yourself, but more importantly, let's just talk about your MC skills. When we look at the stuff that you did off the album Critical Beatdown, that was way ahead of its time. And now when you play songs off that today, people think it's a new style that they try to emulate. So talk about how you just developed your flow and what's the secret behind that.
I did that a long time ago, but I don't know. I guess those records became popular over the years. At that time, I didn't have no intention of what it was gonna do or be. I wrote those things without it just happened by accident to me. It seemed like me and Seb was talking about that the other day. I think a lot of it just we threw it against a wall and it stuck, and we had no real pattern of what it was going to be.
No idea it'd be this big.
No.
Are you happy with the results of it though? Do you try to build off of that success now that you see how popular it is?
Yeah, a lot of things came back, from that, like a boomerang. a lot of pictures, fame, traveling, you know, around the world, and a lot of stuff came back from that like a boomerang.
You know, one of the things people talk about is what's going on in New York. They say there's a certain drought, and you representing the BX. Do you think that you could come back and maybe save the Big Apple right now? Put the spotlight back on it.
Yeah,
It needs help.
New York is, like you said, kind of stuck right now in the market right now because of, you know, the competitive of the other cities outside New York. They doing different things. I think New York is too territorial right now. I think they got to get a global exposure thing going on. You know, I think people out here don't want to hear about somebody's apartment. You know, that's how small it is right now. The rapping expansion, I think people just want to hear party songs or whatever. You know, something everybody can relate to.
But it seems like you've been able to touch down and kind of relate to people from different areas, whether or not it's hooking up with Motion Man, when you did the song Bronx Bridge and things like that, hooking up with Cutmaster Kurt. There's been an openness with you willing to kind of parlay and build with people from other areas. Why do you think it hasn't necessarily reflected that in other artists in New York?
I think other artists are not ran on just their emotion. They still got the record company telling them that they can't do stuff, and they stuck in contracts, and they really don't have too much freedom as they think they do. So me, I have a lot of freedom, so I can make songs with a lot of people around the world and expand. These people are really souped up. They don't know what to do. They stuck in a lot of contracts, and they really don't know. They don't know how to expand to meet somebody in another region. You know, now they starting to panic. You know, they jumping on other regions right now. They trying to get down south people on their records because they seeing it's a suicide ship right now because they, you know, the boat is sinking. Everybody want to, you know, jump on the next hot guy.
Yeah, this is Keith, the cool one, checking out Breakdown FM.
Yo, this goes out to my man, said G. Yeah, love, more love. Yeah. The bridge, hey, bridge, the 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 bridge. I've been braced like a 15-inch subwoofer. Rattle the attic, collect from another hooker, hook off. Like a boxer in the ring off. Aaron Pryor at you out for the swing off. You iced like a rapper in the video. Remove the silhouette, now you looking silly though. I turn like a mini-face racist. Praise the Lord and study as an atheist. I'm massive like an outstretched polar bear. Rappers, they feel me, girls think I'm teddy bear. She holds me, hugs me, leaks the drama that she loves me. Rough for playing like rugby. I wanted her ugly, needed her ugly, treated her ugly. Look, she's very, very ugly, sexing her ugly, calling her ugly, send it back ugly. For you black MCs, who's getting at these nuts? Starstruck on the uppity up, chicks cluckety cluck. I vanish like ounces out the bottle. You blemish like a bohemic model. I tarnish like a worn out athlete. Bring you back to freestyling on the corner street skills. You ain't got them like a newborn. Amuse the park on the ride like the Matterhorn. Now catch me, Jeep out Grand Cherokee. Hit the highway and you stare at me, living like Earl. That's your life and time of a scientist. Bugging stance like a praying mantis. Short in size, mentally gigantic. Best mechanic. The bridge, 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 the bridge,
When I rock, but then I rock, you can't deal. Real to real, your girl is on the birth control pill. Open them up, doping them up. Catch it like a colon cleaner, pour soap in your cup. The nicest slices, rolling the dice, is chasing the mice, leaving no prices. Shows for the books and tights, right prices, pound for pound, I'm down. Checker, like Mantronics, hydraulics, supersonics. Ain't that bored, euphonics, girls up on it, you know you want it. Like Keith, spellbound, KOOL. Move the crowd swell, battle anybody in a tight little cell. They all light and the ass real foul. Backslasher, Keith is on the stereo, Grand Imperial, pump material, take you to the burial. Keith is willing, what more can I do? Boo your crew off the stage, you find a big way back. Look at your bubble, look at your stop, look at your flop, look at your jam, look at your clam, rhyming on a sequence, stop. You're faking it, taking it, eating it, pork and bacon and shaking and hating and waiting and outside, standing around, looking around. Man, you know came here tonight with Bacardi. You can't stop me. You. Heard is on the MP. And the bridge.
You know, the other thing you talked about, you know, having that independence. Talk about the type of label situation you've been involved in, and how much of your business skills has played a role in your success.
Well, of course, I shipped to labels, I switched labels. I jumped, if I didn't record a lot of records myself and without waiting for a record company to spend money for me in the studio, I would have really probably never been here today. I just think recording and managing your own self for a minute and making some decisions that may be crucial but can help you get to another stepping stone is also good also. I've been, you know, taking chances.
You know, the other thing when I look at Kool Keith over the years, all the different characters, Dr. Doom, Octagon and all that, it brings me back to Parliament and Funkadelic. Were you influenced by that, or is this just something that just came, you know, great minds thinking alike?
I kind of peeped what George Clinton was did, you know, what he was doing when he did the Brides of Frankenstein and all that stuff. He was out there hustling a lot of deals. I mean, when he had all those groups, it was kind of different. I kind of took that to consideration. You know, I'm not going to sit here and lie about it. I think that was a good thing to do, but I think I took it in a way where it was not so, I took it more in a daredevil way. They were more like kind of trying to do a little more safe. But he did a lot of transition like that. But
How do you say daredevil way? What do you mean?
Well, he had, you know, formed other group names with, you know, he was just part of other groups. I totally went by myself and did nothing. You know, I didn't really make up groups. I just was switching names. And I was the same person where they, you know, did other groups.
You know, I always wanted to ask you the Black Elvis character. You know, what brought that about? And when we look at the history of rock and roll, shouldn't it be the white Kool Keith versus the Black Elvis?
Well, Black Elvis was my black symbol of the black rock star. That was my whole symbol. That was the black rock star that was popular in black. Well, I was kind of like the black rock star of rap, you know, mostly than any other group or solo artists out there to collaborate with rock stars, you know, and electronic bands, all types of big rock bands. I probably was the first in the music industry. You know, besides Run DMC and Aerosmith, I think on a long-term base, I was the most person doing the most collaborations of rock and rap mix, pulling in different audiences.
Well, definitely the audience, you know, and when you think about that, you mentioned Run DMC being out around the same time when they was, you know, doing the Raising Hell and all that.
They were out a little bit ahead of me, though. I mean,
yeah, but when they hit their peak, you know what I mean, around that same time, why is it that you think that the spotlight just got shined on them and not as much with you? Or did it get shined and we just didn't know because we're seeing things from an American perspective?
Well, they had a more machine behind them. We were more like a slow build-up, but eventually it got there. But, you know, I look at my career, I work with some of the most big people now, you know. I didn't never know or expect it. I guess a lot of people still work with me, but it's just, I don't know, it seems like it's just the accident, you know. Everything seems like an accident.
Yeah, I don't think Keith's gonna show up to the meeting, y'all. See, Keith's the type of artist to do his own thing. There's no A&R out there that can tell him how to make a record. You can't tell him he needs to make something like everyone else, because everyone else is just stealing his originality and ideas anyway. I think we should cancel the marketing meeting.
As a big secret, Kevin Glickman, Joe and Chris don't like Jeremy Lorna, so Rough House politically had to freeze my album. Regular Columbia don't know what the hell is going on with a shiesty distribution switch behind my back. I worked on my album February last year, 13 months passed by, all I heard was a bunch of lies. 6 weeks in Contra Hawking with a so-called manager, uninvested, living off my budget. My LP was completed before John Forte, Sporty D's and Pras, but too many secret fans had their hands in the pan. When I got to Philadelphia, everybody was waiting for me with tracks with a bag full of unconceptual dats. So throwing me off, distracting me. With Mark and Kate Matlin programming, me on the bass lines, all my beats was slamming. Nothing they could tell us, while everybody except Tim Devine was jealous. With my album leaking out to a bunch of critics, it was something stupid the record company and a scam booking agent slash manager did. Double my cassette for the industry, it got silly. Opinions from people who don't know jack about music in the industry know what. Had to do the album practically over. This is a test press. White label test press. This is a test press. White label test press. This is a test press. White label test press. This is a test press. White label test press. Backlash return of the Jedi. While the average person critiquing my album, most MCs look at me with red eyes. DJs don't understand my sound is too new. He can't feel it on the felt. He say he'll make it a hit if I give him a Rolls Royce and a Versace belt. Take care, program directors. Yeah, gonna call Billboard when y'all send them a Mustang Ford. Then buy a 20-page ad about Kool Keith headbands, soap powders in the sauce. That'll get me the cover, boss. Everybody spoil. You're gonna have to buy video shows, a washing machine. I got to step up the bat in Three River Stadium like the Yankees in the World Series against the Big Red Machine. Y'all gotta make it work. Every video producer, y'all gotta send them a V12, cause nobody wants a t-shirt at Urban Network. Big truck productions need to hire 20 people on the phones, calling retail. 90-foot pictures of me and my daughter lists on the side of the building. Half of these records are whack cause street teams get paid to pull out whack snippet tapes out the whack backpacks. Get off early with a crew, pile up in a Suburban, go to the clubs and get the flats and posters and start serving. This is a test press. White label test press. This is a test press. White label test press. This is a test press. White label test press. This is a test press. White label test press. This is a test press. White label test press. Yeah.
What happened with some of the other members of Ultramagnetic and also Tim Dog? What's happening with him?
Tim is in Europe right now. I think he's traveling Europe. Sad is home and Trevor Moe is home. They just finished the album with a video. Everybody looks good. It just came out. We just gonna put it out soon. Me and Sad is, independent thinking people, so it's gonna be out this year. They still together.
What was that like for you and Tim to be living in California after Tim kind of set it off with the F. Compton record?
I don't think a lot of people took that too serious. It was less. I think it was more of a DJ. It was more of an MC battle back then. It wasn't like, I don't think he dissed the city. He was just more. It was more like rapper to rapper diss. I don't think he said nothing about people in Compton. Just he was talking more Pacific. At that time.
Did you find it ironic when you all found yourselves living out there, though?
It's cool. I lived out there. I liked it. LA. I hung out in different parts of Los Angeles. I think people just took it as, just rap. They didn't take it further than that. But it was kind of wild. We moved out there. I didn't have nothing against California anyway. I think Tim had more of a personal vendetta against California. Not the whole city, whatever.
Just some of the MCs.
Yeah.
The other thing, how did you all hook up? How did you hook up with Cutmaster Kurt? How did you hook up with Motion Man? It seems like, you've definitely done a lot of collaborations with folks in the Bay to the point that maybe you should just have an Oakland or San Francisco address.
I know. Well, I stayed out at Kurt's house for a couple of weeks when we went to California together. We had an apartment in Beverly Hills. I met Motion up in the Bay with Kurt. And Kurt, I came back out to Cali and me and Kurt had a second career. I did a little more stuff with Kurt and we moved. We did stuff ever since and we traveled. Kurt moved to Cali, I moved to California. We was living in California for a good 10 good years.
Before that, with Dr. Octagon, wasn't that Danny Automated? Was he a part of that? The production on that?
He came later, you know, he knew Kurt and he came down to LA to get me in. We went up there and did Octagon. So kinda knew who he was. I didn't know who he was at first. I think, you know, we created him and gave him a career. And his manager, which was a different person, she didn't really know that we, you know, was involved with that from the beginning, and they went on and did their own thing after we gave them the start.
As we get ready to wrap up, you know, what's in the future for Kool Keith, you know, and I'm thinking like movies and all the characters that you've been doing. There should be a comic book, some cartoons, clothing line. I mean, what's coming up?
I'm working on a band, you know, a Spanish band. That's my next move.
Speak Spanish?
Not really. I got a Spanish band though that I'm getting ready to try to work with. Spanish band. I'm doing something totally different.
Is it all females? A mariachi band? A freestyle Latin freestyle band? I mean, what?
Fast dance, more like fast dance music.
So you bring the Latin freestyle thing back?
Yeah, just up tempo.
Like what was it? Nocera and what was it? Expose and all that. That's good. That was a lick back then.
Like Diamond Girl, you know.
Yeah, they were Miami, but that was cool. Yeah, I like the.
You know, parties in a beast or whatever. You know, just real 125 beats per minute.
What country do you like performing at most? You know, you've been around the world, so I mean, where do you really find a strong fan base?
I like going over to London. I like going over to Paris. I like going over to Europe. I've been around the world. I like a lot of places. Down in New Orleans is one of my favorite places.
Hopefully they get the city back. You know, the other thing too is, you know, you often make them references to, you know, being in other planets and all that other stuff. So does Bambaataa. Have you all ever sat down and had a good conversation, hooked up, compared notes, and maybe even collab?
I've done a song with him one time, but I don't know if we got out to the public. That, I mean, it was on a compilation, but a lot of people was on there. We've done some stuff together, but I've seen them you know, I talked to a lot of the people from that whole organization, you know, Islam and stuff. So he's moving. He's always leaving someplace. I just arrived and I left someplace. He just came. He's just missing each other to do, you know, time. You know, all these guys are coming through the airports. I'm coming out the airports.
Okay, well, there you have it. Any last comments you want to say to anybody, especially folks in the Bay listening to you, and anybody trying to come up and have the longevity that you have? What is it, like 20 years now, right? Yeah, that's about as long as LL and then some. So, you know, what advice would you pass along?
Originality is the best. Being yourself. Doing something unique. Don't copy everybody else. I mean, just be yourself and do something original. Come up with some idea of your own, and you'll be around for a while. It may take a while, but you won't go up fast, and you won't go down fast.
Well, there you have it. That's Kool Keith.
Dr. Octagon, paramedic fetus of the east with priests. I'm from the church of the operating room with the strikes of force, scalpel since the Holocaust. I do indeed and greet, explore, meet the patients, back the rooms with the nurse with the voodoo curse. Holding up office lights, standing at huge heights, back and forth, left wing, swing to north, east and south with blood pouring down your mouth. I come prepared with the white suit and stethoscope, listen to your heartbeat, delete, beep, beep, beep. Your insurance is high, but my price is cheap. Look at the land. Blue flowers, growing by the purple pond. See the polka dots. Blue flowers, growing by the purple pond. Yellow and that. Oh, blue flowers, growing by the pond. Look, it's raining yellow. Would you care to listen to any more? Thank you. Check this out. Holding bags on down right from the hospital. It's a patient's work to keep the germs off the turf. Cybernetic microscopes and metal antidotes. 2 telescopes that magnifies eyes of a roach. 3 computers, a cup of coffee, planning with my hand. And astral planet detached, turn on rare foggers. Cut the light on the kid and turn it bright on. Supersonic waves combine and burn his brainwaves. I see the mascot of evil, he's not Knievel. Shakespeare's gone, don't even think about him. Yes, as I go into the park, I see blue flowers. It's raining green by the pond. Blue flowers. It's totally raining green and pouring. Blue flowers. I smell the bees and the birds. Blue flowers. Different aspects of life. Blue flowers.
Breakdown FM, where we break down news, views, and the hip-hop movement.